I struggled as I prepared this message. Honestly, there's something I really don't like about calling people pigs, especially our so-called leaders. In fact, in my daily quiet time, I really pored over a passage in Acts chapter 23. Paul the Apostle called someone a whitewashed wall. When he was told that the object of his derision was none other than the high priest, Paul actually apologized. In verse 5, he said, "I did not know he was the high priest, for it is written, you shall not speak evil of a ruler of your people." Given that, how can I tell you about the American pigs in our Congress and White House? But then I realized that in America, we don't have rulers. We aren't really even supposed to have leaders per se. Our elected officials are supposed to be public servants. That's how our government was established, of the people, by the people, and for the people. So telling you the truth about elected officials is not the same as speaking evil of rulers. It is instead calling out wickedness in our servants. And that is something Jesus absolutely did, and so should we. In fact, Jesus tells a parable about a wicked servant who learned that his master was about to fire him. He took his master's money and used it to buy power and position for himself, just like the politicians of today. They're supposed to be servants, and many of them are clearly wicked. With that in mind, let's talk about some of the pigs we face here in our own country. Let's start with the so-called Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. Now, she's not personally a pig, I don't know, but as a member of Congress for the past 35 years, she's earned a respectable government salary, and yet somehow she's managed to become filthy rich. How? She and her husband, Paul, both seem to have gone hog wild on insider trading, using her privileged access to market-moving information to accumulate a fortune estimated at more than $300 million. Maybe they're just lucky. Their track record is better than that of Warren Buffett. Yet the district Nancy supposedly serves is in full meltdown, with homeless families living among feces, narcotics, and rats. And that didn't stop the Pelosi's from buying a big bucks Napa Valley estate, one of numerous properties in her real estate portfolio. The Obamas, they're worth a look too. When they moved into the White House in January 2009, Barack and Michelle Obama had a net worth of $1.3 million. Today, their wealth is reportedly 100 times larger, topping $135 million by some estimates. That kind of cash can buy a lot of luxury, and in the Obamas' case, it certainly has. Their holdings include a D.C. mansion with 9 bedrooms, a 29-acre spread on exclusive Martha's Vineyard, and an oceanfront compound in Hawaii with 2 custom pools because, well, just because. The Obamas can afford all of that thanks to a $65 million book advance and $50 million movie deal, along with book sales and speaking fees. But that's only half the story. The book advance was paid by a publishing company co-owned by Pearson, which received $350 million in taxpayer funds from Obama to develop the much-maligned Common Core initiative. And the movie deal was with Netflix, which pushed for and earned massive profits from Obama's net neutrality rules. Cozy. Or consider President Biden, who has been exposed as one of America's most corrupt ever by investigative author Peter Schweizer. In a series of jaw-dropping books, Schweizer reveals what the lamestream media never bothered to report. Joe Biden's family, including his brother James and son Hunter, secured multi-million-dollar payoffs, corporate equity shares, and interest-free forgivable loans thanks to Joe's influence. Joe Biden famously claimed, "I'm not taking a penny from any foreign source." But his family sure has, and apparently they gave big chunks of it to the big guy. How much? Well, as Hunter wrote to his daughter in 2019, he said, "Unlike Pop, I won't make you give me half your salary." That's scummy, to be sure. But what makes it downright dangerous is that more than $30 million of the money flowing to the Biden family came from China. Clinton family corruption is also covered by Schweizer in his books, and there are plenty of Republicans as well. Schweizer calls out Mitch McConnell, the Bush family, and John Boehner, among others. Is Schweizer right? Read his book, do your research, draw your conclusions, but keep this in mind. Anyone willing to sell out America to China for their own gain, I hate to say, it's a pig.